How can a healing help a human being? Is the subject for today. How can a shamanic healing or other modality help a human being? It is an opportunity to have someone, a spirit, a compassionate, helping spirit that wants to help you through a modality, a concise, specific modality, wants to help you literally break layers of crystallized cement that have been layer after layer for millions of years of your existence of a soul. These layers have been your stories, your pain, your sorrows, your lack of love, your lack of protection that you have felt throughout your lives during all of the times that your soul has been alive. And these start building up and create so much fear that you react when something is thrown at you, something negative that you perceive as negative is thrown to you from another human being, or even the fear itself embodying your body. That fear is the memory of all the sorrow, of all the difficulties and the times that your soul felt alone, unwanted, unprotected, unloved. And since these have been building up for thousands of years, for millennium, on your essence, which is your soul, connected to your spirit, a healing starts breaking away these layers that have become literally cement, so that slowly and slowly, like peeling an onion, you can find your true core, your true essence of who you really are, of your own beauty, of your own kindness, of your own compassion, of the most beautiful part of your own self, that each one can relate to this. Each one of you is created from perfection and unconditional love. But throughout the times and the existence and your own openness that you have allowed to allow fear to come and surround you and embody you, because we say that you have allowed it, because you are powerful beings, incredibly powerful beings. And at some point, if you are willing to learn and to learn to access your own power, it would benefit you so much, so deeply. So when you allow darkness, when you allow toxic energies, fear, your own fear, or fear that you encounter in your life through the global fear, the fear that exists globally among all human beings on this planet. It is like an avalanche that starts small and can become enormous because your brain hooks up to it. And as an avalanche picks up more snow and becomes larger and larger and more destructive, you also do this with your own allowance in your essence. It takes a gentle soul from the outside to show you these through laughter, sometimes through sense of humor. Sometimes a soul from the outside, a friend, a loved one, can tease you and remind you through love that you are maybe filled again with fear. So what does a modality, like a healing modality, maybe a shamanic healing modality, an extraction, and later a soul retrieval done to a human being? The extraction starts by connecting to your own layers of cement, things that do not belong in your field, memories, fears of the past, pains and sorrows. A shamanic practitioner is trained to connect with the compassionate helping spirits, and in a way connect to become the body, the vessel that will do the work on you, but in connection to the compassionate helping spirits working on you. That is what a shamanic healing is all about. The practitioner knows the techniques and knows how to connect to the great spirit, to the great power. And that great power has so much compassion, so much love for you, knows you so well, knows everything about you, that compassionate helping spirit comes through the shamanic practitioner and removes, clears, cleans in many beautiful ways the layers of hardness, of pain, and of sorrow that you have accumulated on yourself. Removing these, breaking them away, liberates you to become who you really are, full of love and full of compassion and full of wisdom and inner connection to Source. That is what your true being is able to do, is connect to Source at all times. But these layers that have become cement, think of them, imagine them as if you had bathed in cement, and your entire body is, every time you bathe in it, picks up this cement that hardens. And then a few days later, you do it again, another layer hardens. And then a few days you do it again, and another layer hardens. And think of it for thousands of years that your soul has been alive in different bodies, in different locations in this planet Earth, doing different lives. And you're repeating this again and again. And energetically, all these layers have never been worked on, have never been broken away. So that is an extraction, so that you can understand how shamanic modality works. First, we need to energetically remove anything that has cemented in your field that obstructs you from the total freedom of your own essence, that is fearless, that is connected to Source. So this work takes a little bit of time, maybe 1 or 2 sessions. Once that has been accomplished, then the interesting work can start. Rebuilding yourself with everything that you have given away. In songs you hear, you took my heart, you broke my heart, you took my heart away. I am left with no heart. Well, that song was inspired by something real. A lover, a husband, a divorce literally can break your heart. And you literally allow another human being to take your heart with them. So we need to bring back each thing that you gave away. Sometimes you give away your power to somebody else, allowing somebody else to make decisions for you because you feel unworthy of making correct decisions. So you're giving your power away while doing this. Interestingly enough, you do this often without noticing. Can you do this for me? Can you let me know what I should do in life, where I should live? What do you think of this situation? Please advise me. When we are telling you that all of these motions make you give your power away, and all of your essence knows what to do, has intuition, has connection to Source. So use this direct revelation, this direct connection to receive what could best benefit you from Source, from God, from universal creative energy, as we like to call it. So now that you understand the many ways that you are giving your power away, and can maybe reflect and maybe write your story down of how many times you can remember that you gave your power away, that you gave a little piece of yourself, a little essence of yourself, a little piece basically. A soul retrieval is a healing modality where the compassionate helping spirits, after you have given your permission to do this work, come through the shamanic practitioner or the shaman and bring back energetically all these little pieces of your own self that you lost or gave away. You might have lost a little piece of yourself during a traumatic event like a car accident, or maybe a very traumatic event like a rape. Being submissive also to the ones who are close to you. Being sexually abused, where you have to block yourself entirely to sustain so much pain. Being enslaved and tortured, where your essence has literally blocked itself to sustain enough the pain that you are put through. For those moments of trauma, of deep trauma, have made you give pieces of yourself away. And that is what a soul retrieval works on. Isn't it an amazing thing that we are offering you to do in your life? To complete yourself, to become whole, to become really the essence that you really are. To find out who you are. Finally, one day, you're able to look at yourself in the mirror and gaze at your own eyes and say hello to yourself and say, I know you, I love you, I accept you. I know you're not perfect because you're here on Earth School. You're learning, you're evolving, but you are now seeing yourself and accepting and allowing yourself to live with yourself. You are basically meeting yourself maybe for the first time. So these and many more possibilities are given to you through healing modalities. We urge human beings to find the modalities that you feel that can help you best. So many modalities, healing modalities, are available at this moment in time through so many practitioners, healers, channelers. And this is because now human beings are more open than ever before to work on themselves. So many human beings realize that they can allow themselves this great gift to themselves to heal themselves. It is only for each one of you that you can heal yourself. Do not try to barge in the energy of a son, of a daughter, of a lover, of a husband, of a friend. Those need to take on their own responsibility to heal themselves and give themselves, by themselves, the permission to the universe to enter their energy field. Do not ever, ever, ever think that you have the authority to barge into somebody else's energy and work behind their back. This is very toxic and never should be done. No matter how much you think that person needs to heal, it is not up to you during any time, during any relationship, that you are allowed through universal laws to barge into somebody else's energy. The contract of that human being needs to be respected at all times. It is not your contract. It is their contract, and maybe their contract includes suffering because they need to balance the pendulum of their soul's journey. And when the pendulum, their own pendulum, has gone way too much on one side, then that pendulum will need to come all the way to the other side, and maybe in this lifetime become a beggar, so it can learn what it feels like to beg for mercy. Because maybe that soul was terribly, terribly toxic to a beggar during another time. Dismissing another human being creates what we call history. History imprinted in your essence. And that history, you may call it karma if you want, is at all times needing to be cleared, washed away, learned, reconfigured. So you come back and need to experience the various experiences that will in somehow refocus, rebalance your own learning. So never barge into somebody else's contract, because it is not your contract. Take the energy and the time to work on your own contract, on your own story, on your own life. That is what you're here to do at all times. You are tribal people, but each one of you is an individual entity, an individual soul connected to its individual spirit that is connected to the universal creative intelligence or energy that you call God. That is directly a connection. Let me explain it this way. God has a direct link, a direct connection with each one of you, directly and privately. So if you want to call it God, we prefer the name energy, universal creative intelligence. But if you want to call it God, imagine that link that is yours and yours only, and each one of you has their own. That's how simple it is. Although you are tribal people and need to have families and friends and co-workers and relationships, you are all, each one of you, individual. So let's make that very clear. And individually, it will be you that will say and speak up at some point or feel, I need to heal my burdens. I need to heal my sorrows. I still have time. I'm still here alive. I want to heal them. And ask yourself, connect to your heart chakra and ask yourself, what of all these healing modalities that exist is the right one for me to jumpstart this process? It might become a zigzag of many different things, but which one of this talks to me? And you will have an answer. So here we go. We gave you a lot of understanding today. We will soon continue on the subject of healing. It is such a deep subject, a never-ending subject. It is not possible to have a time when a human being says, I am healed, I am perfect, I am enlightened. That literally will never exist. We are sorry to give you these bad news, but you will never, ever complete this life process. So just jumpstart it and trust the journey. It will take you into very protected hands. We are here. We are the completion. When we say we are compassionate, helping spirits. But we are, who we are, is the total energy of all of the compassionate guides and helping spirits that exist. We are one, and we are energy. That is why we like to call ourselves universal creative existence and intelligence. And no matter what name you give ourselves, you can encounter us, as Sandra does, through the Council of AR, Altus Reciprocity, abbreviated AR, the Council of AR, or through the most beautiful crystal available called Sunny Moon. She can relate or communicate with us through this amazing, powerful crystal, or through the spirit of the wind and the spirit of the sun and the spirit of the water, because all of it is one. So no matter what is the avenue, there is always this one force, this one energy that has the power to help each human being access the healing that they long to achieve in their hearts. Blessings to all of you, and thank you.